Can I manifest my divorced spouse back? Okay, so I get a lot of these questions, so we're going to deep dive into this and talk about psychology and behavioral science and unrequited love and so on and so forth. Okay, so first tip, this channel is all about tips and techniques and strategies, okay? It's not about just talking about manifestation and feel good stuff and crystals and all this kind of stuff, okay? So I'm already going to give you a tip right out the gate. Stop calling that person divorced. Stop using the word divorced. Stop talking as if you're separated. Stop generating the same story over and over. Now I get it. Because that sounded like I wasn't being very supportive to you. And if you're going through a divorce, that sucks. I'm sorry, right? But at the same time, realize that the way in which the law works is that it's generating out of our beliefs. It's generating out of what we are convinced is true about ourselves and about others. This is key right there, because that's tip 2. We're going to start analyzing for you what you believe, okay? And this is your job, right? So, what do I believe about divorce? Do I have a macro belief that divorce is inevitable? Have I been taught because my parents divorced when I was younger that divorce is inevitable? Have I been seeing and noticing, and this is very key because that means you're aware of it, other people and the height in statistics, for example, going up in divorces because it's post-COVID and so on and so forth, right? So why did I say that? Why did I even throw in post-COVID? Because if you do look at the stats, apparently there seems, that's key, to be a rise, right? And then you're going to want to say why. But see, do you see where your brain goes? It wants to create a reason, okay? Your brain wants to create a reason for you why what you just said is true, okay? So let me also let you in on a little secret. Everything you tell your brain, it thinks is true, especially if you repeat it more and more and more. The only thing it doesn't, though, is it will stop believing new habits for you, right? Because the old habits, the old story, because you've repeated enough, it gets repeated and rewarded, and you get dopamine and so on and so forth. So you keep telling the same story, so you keep living the same story. So then what you want to do is you want to jump on your social media, and you keep telling the same story to your friends there. And then you go and you talk to your friend over on the phone, and you keep telling the same story over and over. Now, I'm not saying that don't deal with those emotions. In fact, I'm very different than everybody else in most manifestations. You need to deal with the trauma, the pain, the loss, okay? But remember, you're not dealing with the loss of your future possibility. What does that mean? You're not giving up your fulfilled desire of this person coming back. Okay, that's possible, 100%. Okay? What you are giving up is the temptation to keep telling the old story. So in the Bible, the esoteric phrase for that is the old man. Okay? So that's just the old story or the flesh, right? You want to give that up. And I know it's going to be hard. Everything in you is going to be like, I need to justify this. Right? And again, I am not against people telling their story for the sake of healing from their story. Okay? I mean, even in the Bible, for example, it says, in your anger, do not sin. Now, that's a very powerful, mystical phrase that a lot of people don't understand, because sin means you've given up on your desire. Sin means I don't think it's possible. Okay? And so you simply just give up on it, and you've missed the mark, which means you haven't manifested what you wanted. Okay? Now, in your anger, well, that's in means within, okay? So that means in your imagination, right? In your anger, do not sin. But it's saying in your anger, right? So what that means is you are dealing with things that anger you. It's okay to get angry. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to have these emotions, right? But what you realize is that the emotions are showing you something. So in one sense, you actually want to be grateful for any emotion that you have. Like if you have a depressing day, if you have an exciting day, whatever it is, it's showing you what makes you come alive, okay? And you need to be aware of that, because then you get to use the law to not only articulate a world where you live the best life ever, but you actually get to build it out actively. Okay, so this is very key if you're trying to manifest someone back, or you're trying to get your divorced spouse back to you. Whatever it is that the first port of call, yes, heal. Heal is the first port of call. Okay. Second, stop telling the story. Okay. Because if you already had your desire, right? If you were in the state of having this person back in your life, would you be telling that story? No, you wouldn't. So you don't want to keep reliving and rehashing and retelling the story. Okay, because you're no longer that story because this person's back in your life. And then you want to create a scene, 3 to 5 minimum, because your brain goes through boredom if you choose one scene. But then you also do the same thing with your emotions or feelings, okay? And you need a strong set of feelings that are based around having what you already want. Did you hear that? Having already. That means you already have it. What would you be doing the day after this person returned? What would you be doing 6 months after? What would you be doing 3 months after? How would you be celebrating, right? This is not basically, right, imagining the day of. This is always the day after. So when you're imagining, it's always sometime after, okay? Because that person's already in your life. Then you go out and live in the world, in 3D, in the stage world, as if you already have that. What would you be doing today differently? What would you have done yesterday? What are you going to do tomorrow? Start adding these new habits. Yes, and I'm talking about outside habits as well. So inside habits and outside habits, right? And so you want to begin building a mental world that relies on the inner world, but then also creates a cohesive, romantic, intimate relationship between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. That also helps you actually manifest quicker, right? The more that you are willing to do this, then the faster that this person can come back into your life, okay? Again, it takes time though, because people hear this and they're like, oh, no, I'm just going to do this and I'm going to rush at it and da-da-da-da. No. You don't want to rush at anything because that person's already in your life. So why rush at it at all, right? So again, always talk in the present tense, right? Of, oh, it's so great for this person to be in my life. Oh, that picnic that we did yesterday, right, is amazing. So yes, you can talk in the past, but with them being in your life already, okay? And always try to manifest from the assumption you already have what you want. You're not going in to create these visionary scenes from not having it. You're going in now. That's why you hear a lot of people saying this, that you need to go into your scenes already generating those emotions, okay? So I'm going to give you this as a breakdown, okay? So what you want to do is you want to get in a meditative state, what Neville calls the I am, okay? And you want to sit in there, you want to sit in the emotions, right? Usually 3 to 5 of them. You want to saturate your subconscious. Then, and that's called your I am state, right? That's you without labels, you without history, you without feelings and so on, right? You're right, all of that, meaning with any baggage, okay? So then you're going in, boom. You give yourself one single action, you repeat that action over and over and over, whether it be hugging them or you guys going and celebrating at like your favorite restaurant together, whatever it is, you're choosing a scene where you feel that deep, intimate connection with them, okay? So that's what you really, really want to hone in on, and you want to loop that thing until you walk away from that scene convinced, okay? And if you're not convinced, then do it tomorrow, do it the next day, and then throughout the day, affirm only from having, right? Make sure you're controlling your mental diet, which means how am I talking to myself about what I want, okay? Is it completed? Is it finished? If it's not, keep going, right? And you keep going and it will happen, I promise you. But hopefully this was helpful. Do what you need to do if you're dealing with divorce. Again, deal with the trauma of letting go of the old story, the old pain, right? Because you don't want to bring that into the new anyways, right? So hope this was helpful. Please share this with at least one person today. If you're looking for coaching, I specialize in so many different areas: behavioral science, social psychology, right? Neuroscience, as well as manifestation. So get in touch. Much love to you all. Be safe in the world, and I will talk to you soon.